Good. Diego, among others, there's a running back out of Cincinnati named Tommy Walker that benefited from your ruling with the NCAA. What's it like knowing that what you did helped out so many players like him in college football?
Yeah, I think just another opportunity for those guys. Guys like Keontae Scott too, they're here too. He came up and told me thanks and whatever. But yeah, I think we're moved on to the NFL now though.
Hey Diego, talk about the impact that Garrett Altman had on you. And
Wait, what was that?
Talk about the impact that Garrett Altman had on you and what Arkansas State's getting.
Oh, dude, he taught me all my protections, where I'm hot, things like that, different concepts. He knows a lot of guys in the NFL too, so he would teach me, just the kind of protections that they do. It feels like I'm a step above because of Coach Altman. I know they're going to succeed, and they'll be really, really good.
Diego, what's a characteristic that shows up off the field that you want NFL teams to know about?
That I'm the ultimate teammate. I'll do anything for my team, and the guys who've been around me know that, and so I'll just carry that with me.
Describe Johnny Manziel's mentorship and what that's meant to you.
Yeah, he's giving me the what to look out for, what it's like, how to stay in the process, and he's giving me some good advice for sure. And he always reaches out too, checks up on me, makes sure I'm good, and he's just a friend to me, And so he's giving me some mentorship. He's been around me, he's been around my family. He's just a great person for those that really don't know.
Diego, yesterday Eli Stowers talked a little bit about your guys' friendship and you guys, being roommates and that sort of thing. Can you just talk about, your relationship and what it means for you guys to be here together?
Yeah, he's the man. He deserves every single part of what's coming for him. You'll see him today. I think he's gonna do everything at the combine. He's a phenomenal athlete. Whatever team gets him, they're getting a quarterback at tight end. And what we did at Vanderbilt and New Mexico State, we installed plays around Travis Kelce that they ran with the Chiefs because Eli was so smart and so was Travis. So we were able to do things like that because of Eli.
Do you guys have a fun roommate story at all that you can share?
No, we lived on two sides of the spectrum, that's for sure.
Eli also said yesterday that he thought that there were a lot of misconceptions about you. He attributed it to your bluntness. Do you feel similarly, and is that something you're trying to combat here?
No, I don't. One thing about me is I don't care what people think about me. I think that just comes from, God has a plan for me regardless. But the way the media is they're supposed to put out, clickbait and things like that. That's how people get views and that's how people make money. I understand that. And so people will twist a story and try to put out bad media to get clicks, good media to get clicks. That's just what today's world that we live in. So I'm just adjusting to the new world. I feel like a lot of team loves the tenacity, the fight, the life of an underdog. That's for sure. And so they ask questions. But you go back, you look at my record, ain't nothing on my record.
What's the underrated part of the game?
Oh, underrated. Let me see. I think my mind is underrated. Just the way I process. I feel like I'm a fast processor.
Diego, what's true about you and what's false about you?
I'm not too sure how to answer that. I feel like there's a lot out there. But I just want everyone to know, what's true about me is I'm humble and I get my confidence from my process. And if you saw how much I put into this, you would see where I get my confidence from.
Diego, are you fully working out this weekend, and what are you expecting to show NFL teams?
Yeah, I'll be throwing. I'll be saving all the other stuff for Pro Day. I'm hoping to show them, when you get me, you got an NFL quarterback.
Is there anything you're hoping to demonstrate to teams in those meetings?
With the meetings, as far as those go, they kind of know the kind of person I am, things like that. Just when they put me on the board, just being myself and letting them know that I know football.
Diego, can you speak a little bit about like what the mind shift could be like if you're going from being this starter and star Heisman candidate at Vanderbilt to potentially learning how to be a backup early on in your NFL career?
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when it gets there. Right now, I'm just focused on being in this process, focused on tomorrow, the throwing, and then getting ready for pro day.
Have you met with the Buccaneers this week?
I have not met with the Buccaneers this week. We met at Senior Bowl. I have met with the Jets. Just little things like that. But yeah, any team that I meet with, I'm excited to meet with, and they're gonna get a competitor if they get me.
It's a long, rigorous process from the senior bowl to here. What keeps you mentally focused, especially
I'm a man on a mission. I've dreamed about this since I was a kid, so super excited for this opportunity and super grateful for it too.
What's your biggest motivator right
My mom, she's a she's a hard worker, and one day I want to be able to retire.
You were a part of this turnaround at Vanderbilt. When you look back at it, what's the biggest standout moment, your favorite moment from your Vanderbilt career?
I think just being around all my teammates is really my best moment. When I think back about Vanderbilt, you think about like the team that's being left behind, T5, Junior. I told him they better get Junior over 1,000 yards so he could be over here, and be getting first, second round draft grades. No, they haven't asked me about that, but we'll cross that bridge if it comes up. Nope, they haven't.
Does that surprise you that nobody's asked you about it?
No, I just think they not that they don't care or whatever, but they kind of know the situation already.
Diego, just in general, when you look back on your time at Vanderbilt and with the turnaround that you guys underwent, just how much does that program mean to you and the coaching staff and all that?
Yeah, I love those guys. I call Coach Lee at least 3-4 times a week. Obviously not this week because of what's going on here, but dude, Coach Lee's like one of the best people in the world. I feel like he cares about people so much. He cares about the team, and then obviously I told him they better keep winning so I could come back and support them.
Can you go into a little bit more detail on how Coach Lee helped you get to this exact moment?
He's just always been in my corner, right or wrong. Obviously I wasn't a perfect child, a perfect college athlete, and he was just there to tell me when I was wrong and when I was right, and he was there to humble me, tell me to get back in my process.
Besides Coach Lee, who else is kind of that person that is willing to tell you when you're not doing right?
Yeah, I feel like Coach Kill, Coach Beck, those guys. It was everyone who just really knew me, and obviously my teammates, Eli. And it was like, when I was crossing the line, sometimes at practice or whatever, it was like, hey, you got to calm down a little bit. And so that's what I took with a grain of salt because they know obviously what's best for me. They have the best in mind for me, so I like that. Oh, I think just meeting a lot of these people. I got to meet with Ty from Bama, and I found out that he lives, in Nashville, and so when I get down there, we plan to get some dinner with Theo.
Diego, the way your teammates, they feed off of you and you kind of inspire them and push them, was there a point where you first saw that start to happen in your whole football career?
Maybe in JUCO is when it first started. My second year in JUCO when I was a full-time starter. I think they just saw the work and the passion that I have for the game. And then obviously when you get everyone working, doing extra reps, doing extra left and right, that's when you become an elite team.
That passion that you have, what is it that drives it? What's your watch?
my wife's my mom, and what drives me is that, you know, as a little kid, you know, you don't grow up with a lot, and so you want more for yourself, and so that's what drives, you know, my passion to be here.
Diego, talk about your journey with Eli from New Mexico State to Vanderbilt, like what it meant for you guys to transfer schools together, what he means to you as a player, and what you hope for him at the next level.
I hope Eli, you know, when they see him test today, you know, everyone's going to be astonished of how high he jumps, how far he jumps, how fast he runs. I remember going into the New Mexico State locker when he first got there in the weight room. You know, you test when you first get there, and this dude threw up 365 like it was 135, and I was like, oh my gosh, you know. And we're in competition at the time, so I couldn't really like go tell him good job, you know. But yeah. Eli as a person, he's a great person. He deserves everything that's coming to him. He just got engaged too, so I'm super happy for him in his outside football life. But he knows that I'll be there for him, you know, even outside of football.
Diego, what would be your message to people who would say that your size and play style just wouldn't translate to the NFL as a quarterback?
I would just say turn on the tape. You know, it's not like we're not playing these guys that are going first round, second round on Saturdays, you know, in the SEC. So, you know, the SEC and the Big Ten probably have the most guys, you know, getting drafted in the first, second round. So, you know, we're playing those guys, and ain't nothing gonna change.
Diego, if you were to describe the way you play football using an emoji, what emoji describes your game?
Maybe the guy who has like the finger over his mouth like this, you know, maybe that guy.
Diego.
I think just a lot of people say a lot of stuff, and then, you know, when it gets down to it after the Saturday game, you know, we're 10-2. You know?
Thank you.
Diego, you mentioned your mother a couple of times here. What is after you do your exercise for the combine? Is there a certain like cheat meal that is a home cooked meal from mom that you might want to immediately indulge in?
Oh, I haven't been home in a while. I love me some shrimp pasta, you know, and so maybe I might go get some of that. But it's kind of good for you, so I've had it before. I love shrimp pasta. I love anything seafood, really. Maybe some lobster.
Diego, where would you say you're at in your maturation process as a young man?
Yeah, Coach Lee always preached that, you know, you're not, your frontal lobe isn't fully developed until you're 25. And I just turned 24, so I got like 360 more days to go.
Diego, speaking about you being on the older side, how did your age maturity play a factor into this whole process?
Yeah, I feel like more than my age maturity, I played 6 years of college football. You know, I played 2 at JUCO, 2 at New Mexico State, 2 at Vanderbilt. I've seen a lot of football. I feel like I can process a defense really fast, get the ball where it needs to go, check us into good plays, stay out of bad plays, and I feel like that's how you stay on schedule. That 3rd and 6 or that 2nd and 6, 3rd and short. That's how you win football games.
What's the feeling of stepping into football like? How do you imagine being
I mean, the stadiums I think are just as big. I don't know, Tennessee holds a lot, Alabama holds a lot. The only one that didn't hold a lot was Vanderbilt, but it was good. You know, I had a really good time. I love our stadium. Oh yeah, so I take the same approach.
What was your relationship with Jared Curtis like during his recruitment process, and just how excited are you for the Curtis era at Vanderbilt?
Well, there's competition at Vandy. That's what I respect about Coach Beck and Coach Skill, is that, you know, it's 50-50 competition. You know, the best man will win. But yeah, I'm super excited about him. He's gonna have a great journey. He's got all the talent in the world, and one day, you know, I want him projected to be the first round pick or you know, wherever God takes him in life.
Do you think you played a role in him flipping from Georgia to Vanderbilt?
I don't know if I played a role, but he was, you know, he started coming around more, and then, you know, any way I could help him, he knew that I was there, and he still knows. You know, we talked to each other, you know, the other day.
Diego, you inspire the nation with your style of play. What inspires you?
Yeah, my mom inspires me, and then as a little kid, you know, I just wanted to be in the NFL, playing in the NFL.
Diego, how do you transfer your mom's work ethic onto the football field?
When I was at New Mexico State, his name was Stitch. This guy Stitch. He was older than me, and he was a DB. He came out of JUCO, and I asked him. I was like, "Hey, why do you how do you work out for so long?" Because he'd wake up at 3 a.m., jump rope, and then go to breakfast, come back, go lift before workouts, workout, then go to the field. And it was he was doing, everyone told him he was doing too much. And he was like, my mom works 2 jobs that do accumulate 14 hours a day. And he's like, you think I'm gonna get tired doing this? And so ever since then, my whole approach was kind of different. I just started, multiplying on my workouts, my film, things like that.
Whatever happened to Stitch?
I think Stitch is coaching now.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's giving back to the community, and he's in Alabama, so that's really good.
Diego, Vanderbilt was able to get a cracker check recruit quarterback. What was your involvement in them being able to out-recruit Georgia for Jared Curtis?
I don't know if it was, I think he would just want to stay in his hometown, and do something for Vandy that's never been done. He called me, we were talking the other day, and he was like, I'm going to win the national championship that you couldn't win. So we just joke around and have a good time. But yeah, I wish nothing but success for them.
Don't you think that your success had a lot to do with that and what you were able to prove Vanderbilt could do?
Yeah, I think our past 2 years, obviously we were able to win 7 games, then 10 games. I hope they keep soaring through the roof, and then next year they go 12-0, and then go to the playoffs.
Hey, what's the craziest or the most interesting question you've been asked in the draft process?
Oh, I don't know. Let me think. I don't think I've been asked anything crazy, just plays and stuff, and that's really it. Yeah, I haven't been
asked what animal are you, or just something out of the box.
No, I haven't been asked anything crazy really like that.
There's been talk about the playoffs expanding. I guess this is a pretty obvious question for you, but right now it's 12. They're saying maybe 16, 24. What would be your thoughts about expanding playoffs, and what do you think Vandy could have done if they would have had an opportunity?
I don't know. I feel like that's college. I'm moving on to the NFL, but I think they should go 16 and then 2 play-ins.